This video is to demonstrate the issues that we're experiencing with metrics and instant clones within VMware Horizon View.
Not that I'm aware of right now, maybe one or two.
Specs for our current environment are outlined on the screen here. We are currently using instant clones to deploy our desktops. The machine names are DSP-D 1 through 100. And our primary goal is to determine baseline for future needs. In other words, how many VMs can we fit on a host? Because we're using instant clones, they should be deduping memory. The issue we're encountering is they appear to not be. Metrics within vCenter are incorrect and don't reflect real memory utilization on the host, and overall host memory utilization is very high. Our theory is that the instant clones either are not deduping, or the metrics in vCenter are wrong. So let's show you that. Over here you'll see my vCenter for that environment. We have a cluster called VDI Compute. Here you can see the parents and replicas. The particular host I am currently on is DSP-D1. Or, well, current guest, I guess, desktop. So if we look at the VM itself, memory usage appears to be 430 meg. This feels right since it has 100 neighbors to share memory with. However, if I step back to the actual cluster view, and DSP-D1, we're showing 5.6 gig of RAM. This doesn't feel right. What also doesn't feel right is that almost all of our hosts are using 5 to 6 gig of RAM. So let's take a look at an actual host. Again, DSP-D1, which we showed was using 5.6 gig of RAM, or 368 meg of RAM, depending on which metric you use. Here's that desktop. It is DSP-D1, and it is currently using 2 gig of RAM total. If you look at the cluster as a whole, each of those machines using 5 to 6 gig of RAM is consuming 131 gig on the first server. Or, I'm sorry, that's 251 gig on the first server. And 286 gig on the second server. So 251 plus 286 equals 537 gig. Now I've also written a PowerShell script that does the same thing getting those hosts, and it comes up with 537 gig of RAM as well. If we divide that by 100 VMs, we'll see that we're averaging about 5.37 gig per VM. Clearly something isn't right, since we know most of these realistically are using around 2 gig of RAM, yet the management console shows 5 gig of RAM for that host. .6 to be exact. As you can see, there's almost nothing else in this cluster. This is only parents, replicas, and one additional powered on host. That's it. That powered on host, by the way, only consumes 4 gig of RAM. Thanks for any help you can provide in solving this problem.